Hello and kusazambo to everyone. My name is Sangye Choiphel and welcome to another episode of NAZHOEN Express. And this time around, I'm here in Dagana Dzongkhag, one of the remotest Dzongkhag in the country. But like many places in Bhutan, Dagana Dzongkhag also have a rich history and culture. And you may be asking, why Dagana? Well, here are some places that makes visiting Dagana Dzongkhag really great.
Located below the major valleys of Thimphu and Wangdi-Podrong, Dagana is peppered with many ancient sacred sites, making it home to the three great rock megaliths, with their own legends, waiting to once again rise from the depths of the verdant forest. The Sky Pillar Rock, believed to have supernatural powers that emitted telepathic messages to Daga during the construction of Daga Dzong. The Rock of Ancient Steps, believed to be a natural measurement of time, signifying an end of an eon every time a step disappears underneath the earth. And the Frontier Sky Fortress, a castle in the sky or a cave high above a steep ridge where the great Guru Rinpoche once made it his meditation sanctuary. Covering an area of 1,389 square kilometers, 80% of the Dzongkhag is under forest cover. The Dzongkhag experiences hot and wet summers with cold winters. And since it's summer, the rain is relentless. The place derives its name from the historic Daga Dzong, or at the time known as Darkala. And Daga Trashiyangtse is the best place for me to start unfolding the ancient legends and tales of Dagana Dzongkhag.
I'm starting my journey right here from the historic Daga Trashiyangtse, established by none other than the great Shabdrung Awan Namgyal in the year 1651. And till date, Daga Dzong functions as the center of administration for the Dzongkhag.
Traditionally the stronghold of the powerful Daga Penlop, today it houses the clergy and the headquarters of the district administration, along with many sacred hagungs.
Daga Trashiyangtse also houses the main dratsang of the Dzongkhag, and it shelters more than 200 monks here in Dagana.
The Dzong is unique in many aspects. Its shape and size were dictated by the topography, making it a prime strategic location with an advantage high ground. I'm heading towards the central prominent architectural feature which dominates the other structures of the Dzong. This exceptional structure was attributed for defensive purposes in absence of a Tazong. Today it is adorned with beautiful yet uniquely Bhutanese art and carvings.
One of the most striking features of Daga Trashiyangtse is the Utse. And I'm looking at the Utse and it's exceptionally tall. And this Utse is taller than most other Utses in other zones. And because Daga Trashiyangtse did not have a Tazong, the Utse acted as the Tazong back in the day when the Dzong was defending the southern invasions. And Daga Penlop, the famous Daga Penlop, also used this fortress as his strong point to defend Bhutan from southern invasion, which is really cool.
This square-shaped Utse has 3 floors and was designed to be impenetrable by enemies. Today, it houses some of the most sacred hagungs. And among one of these hagungs is the resting place of Mahirao, a pair of an exceptionally long buffalo horns, which is believed to have been discovered by the Daga Penlop, Tempa Tenle, in the early 16th century.
Daga Trashiyangtse holds many ancient relics, and I think one of the most interesting relics that the Dzong holds is the buffalo horn, this 4 feet, 5 inches long buffalo horn that I was really excited to see. Unfortunately, no cameras are allowed, so quite disappointed, but I am gonna go see it, and when I do come out, hopefully I could explain it to you, the wonders of it. That is a wonderful, wonderful thing for me to have witnessed the buffalo horn, and it is as long as they say it is, 4 feet 5 inches. And it is believed that there is another horn which was given to Talopunaha in exchange for Justin Junma. And one of these days, I get to witness that in the future. Daga Trashiyangtse Dzong is one of the oldest dzongs in the country, making it one of the 5 key fortresses that played a pivotal role in defending and uniting Bhutan. This has been an epic visit for me to visit Daga Trashiyangtse Dzong, and it is a stupendous moment for me to immerse myself in the history of Bhutan. Just as how Daga Dzong is perched on the ridge, Daga Town is also perched on the ridge. And I'm heading to Daga Town right now, the small little Daga Town. But let's go see and check out the town and see what they have to offer.
Perched on the hamlet overseen by the majestic Dzong, Dagana town is made up of about 30 buildings, all stretched along the main road. People tend to enjoy the slow life here, unlike the busy, bustling bigger towns. And the only entertainment to engage themselves is in a friendly game of carom board.
Considering how small Dagana town is, I'm quite impressed the development state of the town. All these buildings here are quite brand new. The only strange thing about Dagana town is its weather. It's unpredictable. 1 minute is sunny, 1 minute is rainy, 1 minute is foggy. And fortunately right now, it's sunny. So, hey, I'm having a great day.
There is nothing much to do here, and for those who come from a bigger town, would be rather bored.
The funniest thing about Dagana town is that it's really small. And I think it's okay because when you go to a very remote area, most towns and places are quite small. And you can literally walk around town in 5 minutes. But the great thing about these small towns are that they're like pit stops before you go on a really long hike. And you could pick up supplies and products that you might need for these long hikes. And it's perfect for me because my next destination are to visit the 3 rock megalith of Dagana. And I picked up some supplies and I can't wait to go see the 3 major famous rock megalith of Dagana.
And with my preparation for the long arduous trek all done, I leave behind Dagana town for a brand new adventure the next day.
Wow, isn't that a beautiful sight of Daga Trashiyangtse Dzong? And Dagana is filled with many sacred spots. And before I visit the 3 major rock megalith, today I'm going to stop by Dungchen Menchu, a medicinal spring, to cleanse myself.
Rather pleased with my first trek since having reached Dagana. Comfortably, I head down towards Dungchen Menchu, located about 30 minutes walk below the iconic Daga Trashiyangtse Dzong. It's an easy trek recommended for anyone, be it a beginner or if you are a seasoned hiker. And as I move further down, the trail soon disappears, merging into the forest, and I'm led into the canopy of the forest.
I'm sure this trek is filled with leeches, which makes it even more exciting. So just down yonder, I can see the Dungchen Menchu. Although it might be just a brisk 30 minutes walk, it feels like a mini adventure. I'm already covered with leeches. Ooh, never like leeches, but we're almost there and I'm quite excited. There's nothing really too much here. What's important is the spring here, which emerges from the granite deep within the rock. And it's got medicinal properties, so I'm really excited. You know, some things you just can't explain by science alone. Some things you just have to have faith. And I believe this water can really heal.
The remains of the dung or the trumpet, believed to be extracted by a tertin or a treasure discoverer, can still be seen on the cliff. Crisp, clean and natural, the water is used for curative baths and drinking.
The source of the spring water comes deep within the granite from this trumpet-shaped hole in the rock, which the locals believe is a dung or a trumpet in English. And locals also believe the spring water is really medicinal.
Climbing up was easy, but climbing back down is quite a challenge in those shoes. But with the first trekking destination complete, there's a certain sense of accomplishment. This picturesque view of the iconic Daga Zong is from Sangye, about 4 to 5 hour trek from Dagana town.
Today I'm blessed with a gorgeous sunshine of a day here in Sangye, about 3 hours walk from Dagana town. And the reason why I'm here is to check out the Dunkar on the rock. And this is supposed to be a very sacred place. So come on, let's go check it out.
Along the way, I'm greeted by Angye Zam, who insists I join her for a simple lunch.
This is the best part about coming to visit a remote village, because you kind of get this kind of friendliness, this welcome that you get from the villagers. I mean, we were just going to go visit Dunkar and we met a villager here and they've invited us to have a wonderful, simple village home-cooked meal. And you know, things like this you can't get in the city. And even though it's simple, it's the most delicious thing that you will ever have. And I always say, there's beauty in simplicity. And this is really good.
With a full belly and humbled by the generosity, I carry on towards Dunkar with a pep in my walk. The 3 major rock megaliths would have to wait for now, as I needed to see this magical rock embedded with many dunkars.
This is quite an adventure. We're trekking through the canopy of the forest. Like I'm always excited for new adventures. So hopefully this conch on the rock is as great as they say it is. So after a grueling 3-hour walk and sweat beaming down my forehead, I'm finally here. And this rock over here and this boulder over here is supposed to represent the gate entering towards the conch on the rock, Dunkar. And I can see it up there. Come on, let's check it out. Here we are finally. I'm standing right by this big boulder, and as you notice, all these crevices all over the rock, they're in the shape of a conch, and this is the reason why people come here to be blessed. This Dunkar is quite sacred. But the story has it, this big crevice on the rock, this is the main conch, and legend has it that this conch flew and landed in Chuchen Panghal Hagang, which is way up in the mountain. And over time, the local people were afraid that it might be lost, so they offered it to Daga, Trashiyangtse Zong, and now the resting place is there. So the story of this Dunkar, this conch on the rock, is so beautiful, it's sacred. All I could do is get my blessing from it.
Receiving my blessings from Dunkar, I pray for the safe passage and journey to the rest of my destinations, as well as the well-being of all sentient beings. Nindukha village is located south of Dagana, about an hour drive from Dagana town. It is home to Daga Penlop, the birthplace of Jabrung Chole Namge, and the starting point of the trek to Donam Kaikau.
Today I'm here at Nindukha village, and this village is completely opposite from Dagana zone. And if you see right there, you can see Dagana zone. And the reason why I'm here in Nindukha village is because I'm here to visit the famous 18th century old Nindukha Hagang, which also happens to be an ancestral home of the famous Daga Penlop, and that's where I'm heading.
I'm visiting Nindukha Palace to meet and talk with the descendants of Daga Penlop to learn a little bit more about the powerful Daga Penlop.
So I'm finally inside the palace of Daga Penlop, and the most interesting thing is the lineage is still kept. And I'm here with Dem, and she happens to be the great-great-granddaughter of Daga Penlop. Kuzambol Dem.
Zambon.
Tina hemabo chindi tina Daga Penlop ki simchu nama batmushla.
Hema ya zongi pimila.
Las.
Te zongi pinbe te le ju ya ju.
Las.
La terina china ju.
Las.
Himela.
Te datoe te namsimi lejimbera kimdi lejimbera shanun te lani bi.
Ta tafu chimbe le jam namsemi mi la sai azri popjap an be la. Ta dimdi namsemi mi te be te tafu chimji be nga jegi te cha shusupti te tafu chimbe no.
Las.
Tanga chala de be cha shusupti ka de tata shido.
Te ani di nga chinamsim same gaya la. Te shule te nebera shasu wachinde nga chiri imisi te di namsimi pentov la. Te achin national dus na nebe ongu anibe tomda te nga chiri the Inkena Bochin history some mushla. Ani dite Yente Tobala, and we shall watching us. Not me, and many not same gaila now, so I'm them chera chebe, and it was not the same gaila.
Jagaila, nada jeve. That is never seen Shumasher, nada jeve.
That's the Carichella. That's all. You know, it never ceases to amaze how amazing and, sturdy the Bhutanese architecture is. And I'm here on the 3rd floor of Daga Penlop's palace. And the history surrounding this house, this palace, is just amazing. And there are the altars here. So, hey, I need to do my prayers and, hope that this palace will remain even way into the future. Here on the 3rd floor of the palace, this room happens to be the main bedroom of Jabrung Chole Namge. And I'm quite privileged and excited to be so close to his bed. This is the actual bed where Jabrung Chole Namge slept. This is where he had dreams, and this is where he slept. What an honor and privilege it was to have visited the palace of Daga Penlop and meet their lineage. And this was such a happy moment for me. This is probably something that, it's not a normal thing. And to be immersed in the history of Dagana and even Bhutan for that matter and meet the lineage of Daga Penlop is just a wonderful thing for me. Nami sabi karichela. Laso la shule jeun la. Lasla. So this afternoon, once again, I'm blessed with beautiful weather. The sun is out, and here at the edge of Nindukha village, I start my journey, my trek to go see the 3 major rock megalith. The trek itself is quite treacherous. It's going to take about 3 hours, and I'm kind of excited. So come on, let's go.
The route at the start of the journey is well maintained, being close to the village. The villagers frequently use this trail to collect firewood or take their cattle for grazing. and many of the farmers have their cardamom field around this area. But once in the heart of the jungle, creatures of nightmares emerges from the wet ground. Leeches, surely sending shivers down the spine, enough to make your skin crawl as well as bleed through the socks. Yet I push forward through the canopy of the jungle, following this small trail, hoping not to lose way. Constantly looking down, fearing that some hideous blood-sucking leech have surely satiated their hunger for blood with my blood. But once the initial fear and disgust for this natural creature of the earth subsides, the concentration is focused in reaching my destination.
Whew! It's quite a trek. I'm eaten by all the leeches. My crew members are eaten by all the leeches. But all that trouble is worth it, because that, my friends, is the rock, the sky pillar rock. Come on. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the natural wonder Donam Kaiko, or the sky pillar rock. From the base to the tip, it measures 30 meters, and legend has it that it flew from Bodh Gaya, India, and landed right here. And during the construction of Daga zone, it is believed that this rock had spoken and said, if the sertong of the zone is any higher than the tip of Donam Kaiko, it threatened to destroy the zone. So till date now, the zone still stands equally with the tip of Donam Kaiko.
Having taken much of the day visiting the sky pillar rock, I figured I will leave the hike to the ancient rock steps for the next day. But I still had enough daylight remaining to go visit Dorangtang.
So just about an hour walk from Dagapen's palace is where you can find Dorangtang, which means stone mill. And locals believe that Guru Rinpoche had actually subdued a local demon here. This is pretty cool. So as you can see, this crevice on the top part of the Dorangtang is in the shape of a footprint. And this is believed that this is the footprint of Guru Rinpoche. And this is where he subdued the local demon that was responsible for squeezing the blood out of the people who were traveling here, which is quite scary. And Guru Rinpoche had come here and subdued that demon. And this footprint right here is supposed to be Guru Rinpoche's. This is pretty amazing. Exactly the shape of a foot here. Today, yet another adventure awaits for me. I'm here in Kana Gyeog and it's really foggy, but I'm heading towards Dokepi Gente, or the ancient rock steps, and this should be quite exciting.
Another day's hike, and this time it's all downhill. I'm hoping my knees will be able to hold up, sliding down these twisting narrow trails.
So we have a local villager and my crew showing the way and clearing the path. This is amazing. The route towards Dokepi Gente is a very treacherous one, and it's all downhill towards the water, and it's really muddy and slippery. This is insane.
Soon the overgrowth completely engulfs the trail, and I find myself fighting through the bushes. Making our own way and hoping not to lose myself in the jungle. Climbing these bamboo fences and crossing many streams.
This is the wildest adventure I've ever been to. There are no proper trails. We're crossing many streams through the bushes, these really thick bushes, and we're crossing this same fence back and forth over and over again. I really hope it's worth it. So we finally made it. This almost feels like some, you know, some adventure in South America, discovering a ancient civilization. And this rock right here is supposedly the ancient rock steps. There's still no proper route. We're gonna just have to go through this thicket of bushes. So this is the second major rock megalith here in Dagana, and it's called as Gente. The reason why it's called that is because, as you notice, it zigzags all the way up to the top like stairs, like steps, and it is believed, locals believe, that each step basically sinks to the ground, which signifies an end of an era. So by the time the entire rock sinks to the ground, a sudden millennia would have ended. And having been here and sitting on this ancient rock is a wonderful feeling. Words can't describe an experience like this.
Gente stands just as tall as Donamkaikau, and there are only 5 remaining zigzag steps.
So my crew and I, we finally made it here at the ancient rock steps, climbing down all the way here through thick bushes. But you know, with all that struggle and all that worry, not knowing where to go, this is quite an accomplishment for us, and I'm quite proud of this. It's a beautiful day here in Daga Pela, and this is Diki Dema's house, and she will be my host for the duration of my stay here in Daga Pela. I'm well rested and I'm eager to go explore Daga Pela, so come along. So I'm standing here at what appears to be newly fresh cut road that will lead to Karlikhola from Daga Pela, and if you look way yonder at that ridge made up of scattered villages, that makes up Daga Pela, and it's such a gorgeous view.
And at the heart of Daga Pela is the Drasong. It is a very tranquil area, and I decide to take a stroll through its compound. Most of Daga Pela is scattered all over, and the weather is very pleasant, with the heat getting unbearable in the mid-afternoon. The cardamom plant can be seen all over Daga Pela, and every household seems to have acres and acres of fields of cardamom.
One of the biggest cash crops here in Daga Pela is elenchi, or cardamom. Due to the favorable weather, just like in Tirong Zongkhag, the growth of elenchi, or cardamom in English, is flourishing. So today I'm here in Daga Pela town, which is just down there. Come on, let's go check it out. That cluster of houses makes up Daga Pela town, and at a first glance it's very unassuming, and one of the locals have said it almost looks like which means basically it looks like eggshells, and when you look at it, it really does like eggshells, but I'm hoping that once I get inside it should be a little bit more exciting. Pela town may be small, but she's got her own charm. This small little town, they get everything that they need. It sort of reminds me of old Dumphu town, and there's that simpleness aspect about this town which makes it that much more worth it. Kuzambo auntie. Auntie na toy mela Pela town nala. La katoto dula. Last auntie. You know, it's kind of funny because you could really explore Pela town within 10 to 5 minutes. And but I don't think that's the important aspect about this town. What makes it important is the smallness of it, the simplicity of it. It's so small that everybody knows each other, and there's a certain charm that comes out of that neighborly thing where you know each other by each other's name. Whenever you need help, they're always there. You know, big cities, they're losing that charm, you know. Small towns like here in Pela still maintains that essence of what it means to be, you know, in a village or in a small town like this. And I think that's the most beautiful aspect about Pela town. I'm so glad that I've had the chance to visit this small, unassuming town of Pela because it reminds you of the simpleness nature of life. When most people travel, they expect to see these grand, beautiful things. But this town shows you the beauty in the ordinary, and for that, I am so grateful. So it was a wonderful experience here in Pela, only because my host, you know, they've been so wonderful. They fed us so well. We were well rested here in their house, and the entire experience of Pela was made so much worth it because of them. I'll be heading towards the Sky Fortress next, and I'm gonna say goodbye to my host family here because they have been wonderful. Nami sabi karichela, nami sem gay mela. La sola, carichela ja. Caricemela sì. La sola. Bye bye la. My journey to the third major rock monolith of Dagana, the Sky Fortress, starts right here from Burichu Zam, right underneath the Tsirang Highway, and it should take me maybe more than 3 hours. It's always a thrill crossing this kind of bridge, this narrow suspended bridge over gushing water, because it's always exciting.
Crossing the long cable bridge and hiking up the mountain. This will be my last trek of Dagana Zonkag. I can't even imagine how the local people here would carry supplies up and down this mountain, since there are no roads for motor vehicles. But the thought of finally closing the chapter on the 3 great rock megaliths of Dagana gives me energy to keep moving forward. I'm told by the locals that it should take only about 3 hours to reach the Frontier Sky Fortress.
The temperature is unbearable. I'm already soaking wet from my own sweat. Bugs are eating me alive. Still a long way to go. After several hours of walking in this gruesome heat, I see a first glimpse of a village. Apparently it's next to this village. We don't know where it is yet, but we see a sign of civilization, which means it's good news.
This beautiful village is called Tasa, and I want to go speak to the local leader who might have some information about the Frontier Sky Fortress.
ngarai shi che thong top chi shuachin thanam ke jong se labimela ngarai shi chelera thanam ke jong se te yalu ngachigi do gebegi chechu thamlo chachi do nibegi chechu thamlo chachi ngachi su khaleni dula cho phibe chechu se chachani lam chop tisu bobe chechu se tani chidula te su khalenbe tani thanange jongi anjadigula dibuchi jeniwela te ngachigi atara jedimi sugidi dato jodi mitogi jero jesaila te namya majemi de sugidani sarbegi ani kam dinalebe ani turpin dinalebe ani jangshi dinalebe jesubela te disugi kung seraro yagi de tananke jongselamela.
Tanamkai Zong is inaccessible. There is supposedly a viewpoint all the way up there where you could view the Tanamkai Zong. And Tanamkai Zong is important because it is a place where Guru Rinpoche had meditated, and local people say they could hear a bell ring, and it's supposedly a very sacred place. And unfortunately this time around we were ill prepared. We didn't know it was going to be that far. The walk itself on the research says 3 hours, but it's taken us more than 6 hours, and my mouth is foaming from the lack of water. This is a very sad moment for me because I would like to have reached all the way up there and witness the frontier sky fortress for myself. I'm really sad. I've put my crew through this grueling trek, and we're not even halfway through the trek. This is a very sad moment. I don't even know what to say, but I'm gonna have to accept my defeat.
With a heavy heart, extremely disappointed, and with limited time left for my discoveries of Dagana district, I am now in the southernmost tip of the Dzongkhag, Thamui Zinka. My journey of Dagana Dzongkhag has finally brought me here to my final destination, Thamui Zinka Dagana, the border town of Dagana. My entire experience of Dagana Dzongkhag has been in tiny dosage that packs a lot of punch, and Thamui Zinka is no exception to that. Once again a small border town, but the place has potential for rapid growth in the future, being so close to India. The people have a laid-back sense of attitude, and they seem genuinely happy. Thamui Zinka, or locally known as Kalikhola, is quite a small border town. It really reminds me of Samtsi Sipsu, and it's really hot here. As always, the weather here in Dagana Dzongkhag has been quite unpredictable. It is starting to rain now, although the heat is still quite eminent. But my final destination here in Thamui Zinka, or commonly known as Kalikhola, has been a wonderful experience. Unlike other border towns like Phuntsling, Gelaphu or Samrujonkar, this town is quite tiny, but with it, it has its own beauty. And beyond this is India, and here ends my journey of Dagana district. So until next time, in another Dzongkhag, goodbye.